Hello, welcome to lesson 1 in unit 1. And we are going to be talking about families in this chapter and also simple present and present progressive. So I wanted to go through this lesson and we will work through it and make sure that you have your book with you as we work through it so that you can either read along or be ready to answer questions that we will work through as we go through the unit. So for lesson 1, I need you to turn to page 4, and I am going to read this article to you, and I want you to read along as I read it to you, and then you're going to be answering questions after I finish. So on page 4, we are talking about gorillas and gorilla families, and we're going to be doing some grammar practice exercises after that. So read along with me on page 4. So the family life of lowland gorillas. Scientists know very little about how lowland gorillas behave in the rainforests where they live. However, one thing is clear: their numbers are rapidly declining. In order to help these animals survive, researchers are trying to learn as much as possible about their family relationships, as well as their behavior and diet in the wild. One family that scientists are currently observing belongs to Kingo. It includes Kingo, his 4 wives, each with her own baby, and one orphan. An orphan down here is a child whose parents have died. The 10 gorillas live comfortably in a rainforest in northern Congo, together with a team of trackers. And a tracker is someone who finds animals by following marks in the ground or other signs that show where the animals have been. The researchers follow the family everywhere. Today, they are watching Kingo at lunchtime. Kingo always eats alone. His wives and babies never go near him. After he eats, he usually takes a nap. He lies back in the hot shade and instantly falls asleep. Then, when he wakes up, he leads his family through the forest in search of more food. The young males stay close by his side, and they copy every move he makes. Kingo's wives walk behind him. When he stops, they stop, and when he moves, they move. Kingo's stop today is a pond. Here he is pulling up plants, washing them in the water, and then eating them. This 300-pound, 136-kilogram king of the jungle couldn't be happier right now. The mothers are resting, and the young ones are taking naps or playing. As the researchers can see, this is just one big happy family. Okay, now I need you to go on to the next page. And I have a true false assignment here that I want you to read through each of the sentences, and the first one is done for you. But you need to read through numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you need to decide if they are true or false. And I need you to do that now because the video is going to stop and you need to answer those questions and then we will move on. Okay, thank you for doing that part of the assignment, and hopefully you did okay on the true and false part of the lesson. So we're going to move on and look at part 3 here. And this talks about how the grammar is used in each sentence. So you're supposed to look at the sentences and circle the answer that is true about the bold verb forms. So number 1, the 10 gorillas live comfortably in a rainforest in northern Congo. And so the correct answer is B. It describes a permanent situation or one not changing for a long time, because live is something that's all the time. So now I need you to do number 2. So I want you to do number 2, and you have to decide if it's A or B. And then you also need to do number 3 and decide if it's A or B. And so the video is going to stop and you will need to do that now. Okay, hopefully you got that correct. And if you did not, please try to think through what it would be and why there is a difference. Because if there's no ing, so like is, pulling, washing, eating, That is something that is happening now and not something that happens all the time. So that's what this exercise is talking about as well. So if something is permanent, it happens all the time, then you use simple present. So the verb plus the S. If something is a routine or a habit, I'm going to tell you the answer. That is also simple present. That's something that you do all the time. And number 3, if it's in progress now or over a current period of time, so you have a certain amount of time that you are doing something, then that is going to be present progressive. So you don't need to do this part B, but you do need to think about how the verbs are used in the writing. Okay, hopefully that made sense. So we're going to go on to the next page. And this chart has a difference between present and present progressive. Maybe you have heard present continuous, and that also means progressive. They mean exactly the same thing, but I will be using progressive in this book. So if you read the chart, you can see that you use both simple present and present progressive when you are saying something that is affirmative or yes, and something that's negative. Yes, no questions, WH questions, and who or what. So please read through that chart. Excuse me. And then here are examples of these sentences. And what you need to do now for homework is to read through exercise 4. And I want you to write down how to correctly complete these sentences. So I need you to do that. And you are going to answer those in the assignment link. And always in the book, these little squares on the side where it says real English, these have helpful tips for you. So please make sure that you read them as you work through the book. And it gives you information about where to put words like ever, usually, often, and always. So those go before the verb. So you will want to make sure to do that. So you're going to do exercise 4 as an assignment, and you'll find it in Moodle. And then if you go on to the next page, hopefully I can do that. And you'll finish it on the next page. And then I also need you to do exercise 1.2 or read the chart 1.2 and complete exercise 5. And then exercise 7. So you're doing 4, 5, and 7 in the assignment link. And then you will have some extra assignments related to the chapter in Moodle. So please take time to finish those up and do those now. And thank you for watching this video.